Okay, for the Eldar, we've got some crazy stuff going on. I've been practicing a lot of pure Harlequins, and now I wanted to mix it up and kind of do some more Craftworld in there. I've been missing the Craftworld, so for the Harlequins, we're going to have 4 5-mans and 2 10-mans. Everything is just shuriken pistols and caresses. Super simple. So that's my punchy stuff. Then the characters on the Harlequin side are going to have a Death Jester, who's a Snake Lady. All my stuff is Daughters of Khan converted. Been working on that since we haven't done a video in a very long time. And then you've got a Shadowseer, and you've got a Troupe Master. Troupe Master is buffed up with normally what you'll find with the Fang and the Darkness Bite. Also going to be re-rolling wounds in combat. And then the Warlord trait for the Troupe Master is actually going to be re-rolling charges. So I'm going to try that one out. This is all Frozen Stars. It's not Soaring Spite, so I got to change up my Warlord trait a little bit. And then the Shadowseer, we're going to run up with the normal 6-inch bubble, and it'll be the -6 inches and the -1 to wound. So we're not going to give any additional relics or anything there. And the Death Jester makes you move slower and no Overwatch. Then on the Craftworld side, we have Mr. Eldrad himself and his buddy a Warlock. So they're, going to tag team some psychic stuff. And then you've got Yvraine over here, and you've got a Wraithseer. So Wraithseers are no longer characters. They're moved to heavy support. They got a little bit of a nerf, but I really like them for just kind of the pure punch potential that they have. And also, it's nice to have a psychic power not in the character slot. So he's not going to take Smite. He's actually going to take the ability that's going to make his damage +2. So in combat, he's going to have a minimum of flat 6 damage and can go up to 8. So that's really, really cool and kind of insane. So we'll see how that works out. And then we've got 2 squads of Warp Spiders. I'm back to my favorite unit, in 9th edition is these Warp Spiders. They're amazing. I've got some Howling Banshees here, and then I've got a 20-man Guardian Blob. I don't have the support weapons with them in this list, so there is iterations where we could switch that out for, some other troops or something, but we're going to run it without them for the time being. And that is the list. So it's very character heavy, very psycho heavy, and is all troops. So pretty sweet.
All right, guys, I'm here. This is Thomas. I've got my Ultramarines. It's been a while since we've last had a battle report. We've done a couple tournaments, and we've been tweaking our lists. So this is kind of my current tournament list. We've got it toned pretty good. So it's going to be interesting. I haven't played against the Clowns in a while, so we'll see how that goes. It's always been a tough matchup for me. But I'm running Guilliman still as my Warlord in the Supreme Command, and then I have 1 battalion. Leading that battalion, I have a Primaris Chaplain on bike. He's a super chaplain. He knows a couple litanies, +1 to hit and +1 to wound. Tigurius, he's got Mighty Heroes, Psychic Fortress for the invulnerable save, and Psychic Scourge for targeted smite. Usually you don't want to take Null Zone nowadays with all the things that go along with that. I have Apothecary. Everyone should be running the Apothecary. He's so good. So he's a super Apothecary. We give him Warlords and Relic traits. Warlocks, the Warlord trait is the, get the free revive and the heal 3. And then he's got the relic of +3 inches to his aura, so his 6-up Feeling of Pain is a 6-inch bubble. 2 units of Victrix Guard, really heavy on the foot shooting here. 2 units of Devastators, 1 Grav, 1 Lascannon, and then 1 unit of Assault Hellblasters. On the troop side, we have 1 big 10-man of Assault Intercessors. Sergeant's got a Thunderhammer. We got 2 grenade launchers in there. 2 units of 5 Infiltrators with the Helix. Those guys are money. And then 1 unit of 3 attack bikes. So we're trying to keep everything core. You got a big mix of different weapons, different range bands. So it's very shooty. It's a very footless, so it wants to kind of stick together, but it is surprisingly mobile. So it'll have to be playing against the Clowns. So once we get through this, we'll jump into the mission and we'll see what's next.
Okay, so we have deployed. We've done some terrain. We are doing player place terrain. We're using this beautiful terrain from the guys over at Warzone. Huge shout out to them. You'll kind of see it. It's all a set of their terrain they got made up for all of their tournaments. And these are painted by our awesome painter buddy, Chad. So very, very nice terrain. First time seeing it on our channel. We played a tournament with this terrain and we really, really like it. So we're going to kind of be debuting this, showing it and everything like that. So we did player place terrain. If you're not familiar with how that works and haven't seen our videos, we rolled off and then we rotate putting pieces of terrain down before we know where we're deploying or who's going first. We are going to be playing the retrieval mission, so it's hammer and anvil style deployment. And there are 6 objectives on the table. It's going to be holding 1, holding 2, and holding more to get our points. We did some deployment, and I won the roll-off to go first or second. I actually chose off to go second as the Eldar. So Thomas redeployed, and I also redeployed. So basically what I've done over here is kind of hidden this as much as I can to not get shot, tried to outrange him. I realized as I was doing this, is the first time kind of playing an all-foot Dar army. I have too much stuff on the table, and I could probably deep strike some things to give me more options as the game goes on. But for now, everything's just kind of on the table. And then as we swing around to the Ultramarine side, Thomas redeployed some stuff over here. His Lascannons, his big 10-man, and his Hellblasters moved a little bit as well. What were you thinking going into your deployment, Thomas?
Well, so I won the roll, but unfortunately I lost the roll for who put out the first redeploy. So you got to watch where I moved first, and then you got to move away from me. So basically, I moved those guys over there to get line of sight on some of your what are those guys? Warriors?
The Warp Spider. The guys, just the Guardians, the big blob of Guardians.
And so I was able to see them, and then he moved them away. So now they're just over there. And then I have some angles on some little guys there. So just trying to position there and kind of get on the objective and force you to come at me. I do know you have picked deploy scramblers, and you have warp spiders, so I have to be very defensive in my infiltrator placement and keep you from deep striking into my zone. So
that is very true. So going over the secondaries, the Eldar have engaged on all fronts, deploy scramblers, and then also picked while we stand, we fight. Not the best, but it's going to be Yvraine, Eldrad, and the Wraithseer. So we'll see how that pans out. It's kind of a sketchy secondary, honestly. And then over on the Ultramarine side, what did you pick?
I have While We Stand as well, so that's going to be Chaplain, Tigurius, and Guilliman. I picked Assassinate because he's got a boatload of characters.
I do.
It'd be interesting if I can get to him. And then I picked Deploy Scramblers, which I never picked that. I hate that. I don't want to pick that. But here we are picking it. So a lot of secondaries that kind of all in. All or nothing.
They are.
So it'll be interesting to see if we need a risk or gamble there if it pays off.
Sweet. Well, we're going to go into the first movement phase, and then we'll catch back. All right, we're jumping in here at the end of the Eldar's turn 1 psychic phase. Thomas shifted some stuff. He shot some Lascannons, killed 1 Harlequin, and then he moved his guys kind of up here. Wasn't able to shoot too much, so he was just kind of allowing me to come to him, but spreading out. So then what I decided to do is be a little bit aggressive because that's my play style and how I like to play. The Guardians came up. I quickened them and I fortuned them and I protected them. So they're fully buffed up. Obviously, I'll have to spend CP to give them their invuln, but they're buffed right now. I wanted to get them in range so I was going to be able to shoot stuff because, putting 40 shots into everything is no joke. These guys did their deep strike ability. They came down, they deployed scramblers in the mid zone, which is super important. All my characters are just kind of chilling in this ruin. They're able to do a bunch of smites and a bunch of mortal wounds, killed 4.5 intercessors, and I've just kind of got them protected by, some troops down there, guys spread out far enough. So if he wants to try to get into these characters next turn, he's going to have to break through a lot of things. Then we're just on objectives. We're moving up here with the Banshees. We're moving up here with some Harlequins. I did get the double move off. So this 5-man right here would be so much better if it was 10 guys, but it's only a 5-man. They're just going to either steal this objective or they're going to charge the Victrix Guard right there. We still got to kind of decide what we're going to do there. I was going to go this way, but I know that they would die in Overwatch because I'm not going to be able to deny all that Overwatch. We're just going to kind of play the mission, take him off some primary, and see what lives after he shoots me to death. And then I spend a CP and put a 10-man up into Deep Strike, and they'll come down next movement phase. So now we go into the shooting phase. Let's start off with the big man himself into the attack bikes.
Okay. They're -1 to hit from Tigurius.
They're -1 to hit. And I could go into these guys. They would also be -1 to hit, but I think it's better to maybe kill 1 or 2 bikes force him to, use the res on that. Maybe not the best play, but that's okay. So, D3 shots. Only have one shot. There we go. I'm not going to do too much here. Looking for a 4. Get a 4. Looking for a 2. Get a strength 12. Is that for real?
That's for real.
Is that for real? Oh, man. Unfortunate. So the Death Jester, we're just going to shoot him into these guys because we're going to try to whittle them away. I know how much damage they can do to me. So we're going to try to focus them down. So we've got 3 shots right now. They're -1, so looking for 3s here. Only 1 hit, so they're -2 to their movement. So they're -4 to their movement if they're alive because of the forest, which is pretty cool. They will wound. No AP, though. Makes it. That 2-up. Yeah, I don't really have anything else that's going to be able to shoot. This is not a super heavy shooting army, so it's pretty interesting. So these guys are going to put everything into the Intercessors here. All right, so the Guardians came in. They just shot here. They finished off one guy, carried a wound over. Not too much. I was hoping to get a little more, but with no rerolling wounds, what are you going to do? And then over here, I punched. He made all of his saves except 1, so I didn't even kill a single Victrix. Double damage, everything. So, that was unbelievable. Only 2 wounds went through out of 25 attacks. Crazy. So he punched back, killed 3 guys. I passed some morale. He passed his morale over here on these guys. He did have to re-roll it, though. It was close. But I did take the primary away. Luckily, I survived. So let's go on to top 2. All right, give us your rundown, Thomas. Top 2.
All right, the angles are tough. There's not a lot here. I spent the command point on these guys so they can fall back and re-engage, so they're going to come back and charge. They did step back and get healed by the Apothecary. He wouldn't heal the Intercessors and grew a guy back there. Everyone's moving up to shoot those Guardians in the center and then try to pick off these angles. I still have my grab guys in strategic reserve, so he didn't really give me any angles here. So I'm just going to wait and see. I still have used my Infiltrators to really block off the back.
Yep.
So he shouldn't have any place to come in on the back here field this turn. So let's just shoot and see if we can kill some guys. So let's do the guys that really can't see anything else. We're going to shoot 1 multi-melta and 1 bolter from the attack bike at these guys.
Okay, so you going over here?
Here, and then this one guy I can see is going to shoot these guys.
All right, let's jump these guys. They're -1 to hit.
All right, so let's multi-meltas, hitting on 4s. Reroll for the Guilliman. And 2s. So -4.
Damage, they have 6 up, feel no pain.
You got a cover from the little wall.
So 2 up to 6 up?
Yeah. So, does 2 damage.
Maybe I could get 2 6s, you never know, right? Dang, if only they were 5s.
Heals 1 guy, but you got to pull 1 guy that was behind the wall, so not your boss.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then the bolters. 4s and 3s. 3 rolling 1s. All right, 3 -1s. You want the cover on the boss, or do you want it on the regular dudes that don't have cover?
It's -1. We'll go on the boss. I think it makes sense because he already used his power, so I think it's okay.
3 ups.
And then a 6 up on that.
Ooh.
And then a 3 up again. And a 6 up. Nope. Takes 1 wound.
All right. Let's shoot the Lascannons at him.
Yep.
We're out of range, so we're just shooting at reroll 1s. +1 from the Signum. So 1 guy's hitting on 3s.
And 1's hitting on 2s.
Yeah.
You're just
or the 4s. Yeah. 3 are hitting on 4s, and then 1's hitting on 3s. 4s. And then 3s. No 1s. And 2s. So 2 -3s.
2 -3. So I got to take it on the boss guy. So he's going to go to a 5 up. And a 5 up.
Takes it. He dies, maybe?
Maybe.
5 ones.
I think he dies. There's no reason to roll that. He's not making 5 6s.
Okay.
Close though. Close
You
though.
did take all the Lascannons. We'll go ahead and pop the cherub at him.
No!
3s and 2s. And then
6 up.
damage. 2 damage.
I have faith. Okay.
I should have put some guys in that room. We had the 1 attack bike over here. And let's finish him. So multi-Melta.
And everything reaches even with the -6, right?
Yep.
And it'll be -1 to wound.
Here's the reroll. Wound 3s. Got it.
4 up. Good.
And Walters. 3s. And 4s. 4.
3 die.
I like it.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot this guy's bolter.
Close girls. I'm just gonna pull the close ones.
Yeah, he's out of range now.
No reason to stay within range of that.
Let's shoot the bolters here.
All
So
right.
6 guys. We're gonna just roll buckets of dice. 18 shots.
All right. So Thomas came out. He shot everything here at the Guardians. With a 3-up invul and 5-up feeling of pain, I've got what 2, 4, 6, 7 left. So not bad. I lost 13 guys. A lot of that had to do honestly with like the Hellblasters having multi-damage, Guilliman having multi-damage. That makes it a lot harder to make the Feel Pains. So I mean, yeah, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. I have another idea that might be better than Guardians, but you know, they're doing their job and they're making them put a lot into them. So what are you gonna go into charging now and then into the fighting? All right, Thomas came in and punched the warp spiders. Very, very close to having one guy live. Unfortunately, did not though. That would have been good if they did. I got 2 guys alive here.
That guy box card 2 6s
2
on my
sixes.
Thunderhammer. Ding, -2, and he lives.
And then the 2 girls over here died. So that is that. All right, bottom 2. Got some movement going on here. Girls are moving up. We're going to try to go and take care of these guys. We'll see if we're successful or not. We are within range to get our rerolls to charge. The 10 guys that came out of Deep Strike came back down here. Not really where I wanted them to go, but we'll see if we can get a 9-inch charge. It's rerollable. Howling Banshees are just setting up there to help deny some Overwatch. And then we're going to kind of go back here to see if we could pick up a couple of those guys and open up some holes in his back line. These guys just fell back here. They're just going to basically be focusing on getting me this engage point. The warp spiders did deploy scramblers in my deployment zone. They're just holding that. And then all my characters and everything are kind of just scooped up here. We've got a 5-man in there protecting them. We've got these girls here protecting them for now. Psychics went off. He blocked both smites over here, smite and the shards of light. So I was hoping to kill a bike there. It didn't happen. Then over here, we had 2 super smites go off for a big whopping total of 4 mortal wounds only. And then Executioner only did 1 mortal wound, so I didn't kill a guy. These guys should have died. Like, hands down. Really bad rolling with the number of mortal wounds. So now we go into shooting. Yeah, so we've got shuriken pistols on all these girls. 9 of them are going to reach. We're just going to go ahead and put 9 of them into here. See if we can, pick them up. Looking for 3s. 4s, actually. And then 2. No AP.
3 ups.
Oh. It worked. Eldrad will shoot his pistol over there. Hits.
Is he within 12?
I don't know. We'll find out. Doesn't matter. The Warlock.
No way.
Warlock is. That's fine. That could be the Warlock. So this guy. He is not going to shoot at a... Would you like to measure where 24 inches is from that? Does he reach the bikes?
He definitely has attack bikes.
Okay.
He's got these dudes, and that's it.
So attack bikes or these dudes. I'm not shooting at the guy with 1 wound.
Or that last guy going to shoot you in the face next turn.
Yeah, it is problematic. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and shoot him. Let's be smart about this. He's going to shoot the one Lascannon person. Number of shots. 3 shots.
You just said you weren't going to. It's awesome.
He has 1 wound. 2 hits. 1.
1 -4.
-4.
With the
D6.
cover, a 6-0. Give me a dragon to screw with them. Oh.
I would have lost my mind. That would have been the worst. That is why you overcommit.
Oh man, that was too funny.
Everything has leadership 10.
Leadership 9.
Like,
these are all 9s.
But they'll use
if they're within 6 of him.
Okay.
So no one's using his. Right?
Okay, so let's go ahead and do grenade launcher into these guys here.
Okay.
So no minuses to hit or anything. Can she see them? Can she see that guy in the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a 2. Look, it never works. It never works. Never. Oh my gosh. We'll put 5 pistols from them into the Victrix.
Okay.
Not like it's gonna matter, but let's do it. 1 at -3, so your invuln doesn't matter. Sweet deal. The Howling Banshees will shoot their pistols at that bike sticking out.
And they're all in the ruins, so you can shoot through the window.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that other squad will be able to shoot then, huh? And T5, so 1. And then we'll do those 12 blue ones into the bite, or 10 of them.
Yep.
And my True Master would be on the side of the window or the side that doesn't. She has the fusion. That'd be good to put into the bikes right now. 1 and -3.
Okay, that was it. And then 1 damage, 6 up.
1 damage.
Takes 1.
All right. So one thing with this army is my army is not a very shooting heavy army. It is psychic heavy. I didn't have the best psychic phase, and then it is close combat heavy. So I have the Death Jester up in the window. So he has to shoot at these guys because basically I want to deny them Overwatch. So that'll only be Guilliman that'll shoot at me if he wants to spend CP. So yeah. 3 shots into them.
Nice to hit.
Got 2 hits. And looking for 3s. 2. No AP. They're good, but they don't get Overwatch. So we're going to charge a bunch of stuff. They're going to end up charging there. The True Master is going to end up charging here. This big squad is going to end up charging the bikes. The Banshees are going to charge the bikes. Shadowseer is going to charge the bikes. And then they're going to charge back there and see if we can get lucky. So we're going to have a lot of charges. We're going to go step through that and see what happens. And we'll be back at combat. All right, we did all of our charges. We ended up killing 5 of the 6 guys. There's 1 left with a wound here. He punched back, killed a guy. The bikes went down. I made all the charges with everything. The bikes went down, though, with Fangbro, as we like to call her. She just wrecked them, which was very good. Frozen Stars with her, plus the Fang is just really, really good. So we're just kind of hanging out on this objective. Back here, he did interrupt. He killed 4 of the girls, so I was not able to really punch him hard. He took no damage or anything there. So that was a good interrupt, but it did cost him 4 CP because he did rerolls and everything like that, and auto wounding on 6s. But yeah, he saved that. So we'll score it up, and we're going to go into 3. Okay, so Thomas shot everything that was happening here. He charged them. He cleaned them all up, unfortunately. Was not able to make enough saves, and he did a lot of mortal wounds to my Troop Master. I really needed her to stay alive and be able to swing back and live for another turn. So really, really big swing right here for Thomas. He wiped this entire side of the board. And then he also had the Grav guys come in down here, kill the Warp Spiders off that objective, and kill the 1 troop I had left here on the objective. I didn't realize that he was able to come in on the board edge in my deployment zone. Otherwise, I probably would have spent a CP and put this one up in Deep Strike. I wasn't expecting him to come back here, so that was a huge mistake and a learning thing for everybody out there. Make sure that you know reserves can come in the deployment zone, just not on your table edge.
And they also double down because of the Marine strat. We're able to do their deploy scramblers and still shoot.
Yes.
So they got that action off in his deployment zone, which I didn't have a lot of guys that could get back there. So that's huge. And so that just leaves me having to get the middle to get my last deploy scramblers.
Big swing. All right, so this game is very, very hard to, call or anything like that. One mistake could completely make this go one way or the other. So after a lot of debating and stuff like that, What I've decided to do is move them into his deployment zone and do deploy scramblers. I was thinking about going here and killing these guys, but if I do that, it could just be problematic, and I might not stay alive back here. There's too many things that might happen. It might not be guaranteed. Even if I kill them and I hide, we don't know what can happen. So I've got to do it with them now. And then Yvraine is going to be chilling on this objective here. Can't be seen by anything. She can be shot by the Grav, but like whatever. And then we're just kind of moving up so we could reach the Grav guys. We auto-advanced Eldrad so he could reach the Grav guys. They roll a 6 on their advance, which is really big to kind of help protect him as well. So it's kind of a very weird effort. I tried to advance her to be able to get some psychic powers on the Grav as well, but I was 1 inch too short, so she didn't make it. So she just kind of shuffled this way. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. These psychic powers are going to be very important. So, okay, so psychic powers went off. We buffed Eldrad. I got a super smite, but I only did 2 wounds. So unfortunate, I should have got way more than that. But then I executioned her, and I did 6 on executioner because I killed the guy, and then I did another one, so I got 6. And then I shot with the Death Jester, got 2 wounds through, and he failed both saves. So this squad got bye-byed. So this is kind of an interesting thing, kind of safe over here. Because I got this big advance, I decided, you know what? I'm going to forego my deploy scramblers, and this is super risky. But like I had to do it. I didn't feel safe about living for 2 more turns. So I go ahead and do this. I picked up 4 guys. He had 1 wound left, very close to killing him. I probably needed to fully kill him, but it's okay. We're alive back here. We force him to make some decisions. We'll see what happens. All right, so because I did that, he's being super risky with the Chaplain right here. He's run rowboat, as you can see right here, to give the aura to get a plus. He is in the crater. We've measured this all out, so he needs an 8. He has 1 CP to re-roll it. There's no other shooting or anything, right? He's also mighty heroed. He's got all his litanies off. So we're going to see what happens here, because this could be a game changer.
If I make the combat and don't die, doesn't matter if I kill them, I use that positioning to block him from deep striking in and getting deploy scramblers. But it's going to be tough. You got to survive.
Let's see if you get 8.
Go. Here's the roll. And it's a 10.
Oh, man.
Coming in hot when I need
So he's going to move that, and we'll see what happens in the combat. All right, he swung away. He picked up 3 girls over here. I was able to pass my morale and everything. I got him down to 2 wounds. So, yeah, could have been better, could have been worse. But they will not be able to scramble because they're in combat. So that's unfortunate because you can't back out and do an action. So we have one little last-ditch effort to try to get something else into this corner. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so we positioned ourselves here to smite Victrix Guard. We were able to do Super Smite and Executioner. Eldrad came in clutch. This guy moved here enough to shoot his 1 Infiltrator that was on the objective here. I got 1 through. That's all I needed, though. He had 1 wound left. And then I shot pistols here, charged him, the Chaplain, and was able to kill him in combat. So kind of freed up this corner. Yeah, I mean, super lucky ducky. I put 5 guys up in deep strike. So we're going to tally up the last score and do a little bit of post game. All right, so we added it up. Where did we come out?
So it ended up being 66 to 84. Doesn't sound super close. We kind of went back and forth on it. That deploy scramblers, that last guy, he ended up, if I had denied him deploy scramblers and the Chaplain had lived, then...
It's literally a 1-point game.
Yeah.
Because I probably wouldn't have got the last points on engage, so it would have been a 1-point game. So literally like...
Super close. He still would have won. Like him killing that one guy on the objective was able to take off the points, the double strike.
Yeah.
So we really just thinking through.
But if anything went wrong, right? If I didn't get the smites over there and get 6 mortal wounds, if I flop all of my hits and wounds on that one guy, you get 5 more primary points, and now you win. Yeah. So it was very, very, very close game.
Very close. It was interesting. So I spent a lot of effort to try to stop. This is a pretty wide frontage here, Hammer and Anvil, to stop him from being able to come in and deploy scramblers. What that ended up doing was really holding me back in my zone instead of pushing forward to get assassinate. So when we kind of went through it, we're pretty close, back and forth, but he's picking up just a little bit more on engage than I am in on his assassinate, and that was the difference. A couple mistakes on both ends, but I think at the end of the day, the strategy to try to deploy scramblers on this deployment was just too much.
Yeah.
To really hamper my other secondary choices.
I think if you were one step closer towards me, you would have been able to get to my characters. I would have had to run away. Yes, I would have had more smites on you, but there would have been way more pressure. I would have had less primary. I would have had less engage then. It would have been a lot harder.
It would have been interesting that last turn, the Hellblasters, I moved them back just to kind of, I don't even know why. If I had just run them into the building forward, then they would have been in a position to kind of go shoot at your characters if you would have ran your guys.
Yeah.
So that could have made a difference.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But a good game nonetheless. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, enjoyed it. A little bit different format. I know we switched things up, but we're back. We're going to be doing these videos all the time. So thanks if you're watching all the way to the end. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and do all those fun things. We're going to just keep doing this for you guys. Thanks.
We'll see you next time.